Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts Danny and Juice. Juice, how are we doing tonight?
I don't know how we are doing, but I am rather tired. I'm rather shot. It's been a long day, but we made it. We're here. Thursday night. Welcome, everybody, to the Sharpshooters. We appreciate you taking the time out to be here with us on this evening. On what is Killer Tomato? This isn't where I left my car. No, it is not, believe it or not. And
Maybe.
Jay DeFalco, drops are on, Twitch drops are on for Battlefield 6 codes, so be sure, thank you for watching. You'll be getting some Battlefield 6 codes. Yeah, totally.
I don't know if that's true.
It's
Real
true.
quick, happy belated birthday to my co-host. His birthday was this past weekend. Hope he had a great time. Juice, happy belated. What are you looking
Wait,
confused for?
what? Oh. So it's just all right, thank you.
We said it before, we said it after, just to make sure.
It was like a
And
week ago. I was like, all right.
hey, man, just to make sure everyone knows why you had such a long week. And as always, a little housekeeping. Thank you to Accept the Win for being our official band before and after during the break. You can hear their music on Spotify, on YouTube. Check out their music videos, wherever you want to go see. And if you haven't already done so, please throw us a sub. As you can see, we're at 4 out of 10. Would love to get to 10 out of 10. That would be fantastic. We have some news later on in the show. Don't forget, Happy New Year, everybody. That's for a few months. I don't know about that. We do have some news later on in the show, so make sure you stick around. But it is Thursday. Thursday, we talk about this week in wrestling. So we will be talking in our last point standing format. Let me pull it up for us. Give me 1 second. And there we go. Alrighty. So, Juice, start us off. Well, actually, I'll start us off with this one. This is a point that I added. You didn't add this point. So I don't know if you've been seeing, or I know you've been watching or reading up on WWE a little bit. Come on. Why isn't this? There we go. Just want to start that timer. I know you haven't been watching WWE as much, but we are now. Do you know how many Grande Americanos we are up to now in WWE?
If we're counting not at once, like right now, but total, I think we're at four.
We are at 4 right now. Do you know who they've all been portrayed by?
So, well, no one knows because it's El Grande Americano. He's larger than life. No, so I believe it's Pete Dunne, Ludwig Kaiser. I said Pete Dunne already. Yeah, Chad Gable, and I believe this newest one. No, the newest one is Pete Dunne, and then Tyler Bate is the newest. I don't even know which one's the newest, but I think those are the four. I believe. Am I wrong?
Yes, Tyler Bate is the newest one. There was Pete Dunne last week before that. I think if you get 6, they slap your card and you get a free 7. But we are up to 4 now. And my question is, how does this end? Like, it seems like the Gable stuff was entertaining enough. They were going well with it. Gable got hurt. They pivoted to Kaiser. For some reason now they got to bring these other two. I don't know, man. I mean, we know they beat a dead horse really well over at WWE, but this is really overkill with it.
Well, I mean, I don't think this was the plan by any means
Oh
when they
yeah.
started with Chad Gable. I think they fell into this because of the injury,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing I could think of that can come out of this in a good way is if, like, maybe not all four of them, but at the very least, Kaiser, Dunn, and Bate, like, make them a stable. Like, let's do something with them, like, beyond just being this El Grande Americano thing. So I have no faith in that though, but that's what I would do. Give them something to do together. But like, I mean, Dunn and Bate were already a tag team. They came back and everyone popped, and then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Wet fart of a run so far.
That's what I kind of
Oh,
hope too, that they kind of make a giant grande stable and they all kind of attack the luchadors and stuff like that. Jay DeFalco says all grande Americanos in the ring at once, pointing at each other, a la Spider-Man meme. Battle royale for the one true grande Americano, and it ends when they become El Grande. Just no more Americano.
Ray becomes El Grande. You missed that. Um,
Oh, I saw. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio. He's talking about.
That'd be interesting if Ray came back as El Grande and led this stable.
No, it would not. Stop it. That would not be interesting. What? They're all
So
heels. He's a
Ray's,
face.
I know Ray turns heel on the end
Oh,
LWO, comes back
that's enough.
and leads this team of luchadors against
Yeah,
all the luchadors.
Killer Tomato loves it. That's all you need to know right there. All right. Moving
All right,
on
moving on.
to SummerSlam Night 1. So I put it pretty vague because I really didn't know what you'd want to like cover from Night 1, if anything. I'll read through results and you just tell me to stop when you want to say something because yeah.
All right,
So, opening match of Night 1, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeat Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
didn't care.
21 minutes. Next up, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss become the Women's Tag Team Champions by defeating Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez in
So
13 and a half minutes.
I will say I was happy with this result. We did finally get the title change I think we were hoping for, and
Yeah.
I think this finally
Well,
well expected to, yeah. And this opens up Judgment Day now, like we were talking about, to like kind of like start dispersing a little bit and doing their own thing. So I hope that's the beginning of the end for this, but we'll find out.
yeah. By the way, if anybody has anything in chat that they want to talk about with any of these matches, if we're skipping past them, by all means, throw it in chat. We'll backtrack.
Hold on. When
Would
so
this
we
then
got some
become
comments in chat here. Kevin Last says, "Would this then become the #1 El Grande podcast if Ray turns?" I think so. I think that would have to be the rule there. And then Jay DeFalco says, "Dom as Grande Americano would feed families."
y'all? Vince would love y'all. Not oh, let's make more of the Mexicans. The Mexican.
All right, next one.
Oh lordy. Sami Zayn defeats Karrion
Oh my
Kross
god.
in 8 minutes, and as a result, since Zayn won, Kross had to admit he was wrong. Did Kross admit he was wrong at SummerSlam or on Raw? Danny, elaborate if he did.
I didn't watch this match, so I have no idea.
Jeez. Well, apparently Kross wasn't on Raw. I don't know if that's correct. So if
He
anybody
was
can
not
please
on
let
Raw.
me know. If anybody that watched it can let me know, did Kross admit he was wrong, like on the mic in a segment? Was it like a nod or a handshake, like an acknowledgement? I'm curious if the stipulation actually meant anything and was upheld. With Kross admitting he was wrong to Zayn, or did Zayn just beat him and that's it? We'll get to Kross a little bit more later on, but if you do know that, please let us know in the comments. Um, just take a peek. Nothing there yet. All right, moving on. Um, Patton beating Jade Cargill in 7 minutes clean after winning Queen of the Ring to earn this shot. After beating Naomi in, I believe it was a street fight or some no holds barred or something. Like all this build, and this is what you do. 7 minutes losing clean to Tiffy. What are your thoughts?
I am happily surprised if I'm being honest, because I'm a big advocate of I don't like Jade Cargill. I don't think she's good in the ring. So I'm glad Tiffy won, but I was shocked that it was a clean win and it was a quick match. You could tell though during the match it was a disaster. Jade was missing spots. Tiffy was getting mad. Tiffany was getting frustrated. She's not seasoned enough to be able to carry that kind of talent, well, a non-talent in the ring and not get frustrated. So it was just a debacle all the way around. It was very unfortunate for Tiffy, in my opinion.
Just a quick pause. Keverlaz says nothing was said by Karrion Kross.
That's crazy. That's so stupid.
Wow. I would have expected the very least like a nod of acknowledgement afterwards. But,
Anything.
they showed him saying I was wrong, but and to not be on Raw. I mean, again, we'll get to it in a bit, but very interesting. Okay. Kill Tomato says it works because we don't know who else El Grande is, so it's all mysterious. Okay, enough of this. Okay, yeah, with Tiffy, I mean, honestly, she's put up good defenses from everything I've seen and gathered, like Tiffany. But, like, what a complete whiff and miss here and swing. Like, yeah, you could have just done Jade and Naomi and still had Naomi beat her. I don't know. This
I
is such a bizarre
and I
match to
do
do.
agree with that. I would have rather Jade and Naomi. I would have rather if you're gonna have Jade lose, but you can't have Jade lose because in that storyline, how do you have someone who like almost killed someone come out the victorious in the feud? So like you don't want to do that
Well, at
either.
least yeah, but if you have Jade beat her, just like you did at Money in the Bank, so now you got Jade winning Queen of the Ring, winning Money in the sorry, winning Queen of the Ring, beating Naomi cashing in later that night, becoming the champion. There's your collision course, perfect.
Yeah, it's very
Jade
true.
just beat Naomi, and then you have Jade and Naomi going at it, and then Naomi retains. It doesn't
That's
mean the
very true.
story's over, but that's like if you're gonna have Jade lose after everything you were giving her for the summer to build it, that's what you do. You don't like an ice cold feud with Tiffany Stratton in 7 minutes. Just it's a bad look,
Yeah,
and it's a waste of a summer of
but
booking.
and
But
I was telling one of my friends about this, who was messaging me about like SummerSlam and what I thought and stuff. And I was telling him that my biggest problem, and we'll get to it really with the main events, is that a lot of the matches there was no real story behind them, and in AEW, that's also been my complaint in some aspects of it, where like I feel like storylines can be better, but WWE is really doing it way worse. Where now like the storylines are barely a month, and the storylines don't really get anything to sink their teeth into, and like I don't care about the matches as much because like great they can wrestle, or in this case not wrestle, but the story is what I get really involved with. Like the whole like I remember just quick side note, the Randy Orton Triple H WrestleMania match, that was like a big bust, but the whole feud when like he kissed Stephanie and the whole legacy stuff leading up to it was huge. Like I was frothing at the mouth for this main event match because like of the way they built it up and how like crazy it looked and how I thought Triple H was going to tear him apart. And the match just didn't deliver, but like that one I enjoyed more than almost any match here because like none of these matches gave me anything to care about.
I'll give you a little bit of pushback. I agree with you, but I think when you're saying the matches don't have stories, I think what you really mean more is they don't have fleshed out
Yeah,
stories.
exactly.
Everything, pretty much everything these days has a story. It's paper thin though, and they run the same story every week.
Yes,
So there's no really advancement. They're just running with this thin thing. So
exactly.
that's all I want to say about in regards to that. But Harley writes in chat, going back to Sammy, Cross didn't say anything. Sammy stood on the outside of the ring and said, "We are done." And Cross shook his hand in agreement. All right, well, I guess the shaking of the hand is enough.
Shaking
I
his
didn't see
head.
it. Oh, shook his head in agreement. All right, then I guess that's enough there to
That
be
was Cross's
enough.
goodbye. See ya.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul defeating Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. 17-minute match. Honestly, the only clip of this match I've seen is the frog splash to the outside on the table from Logan, I believe, to Jelly Roll. And I think I didn't watch it, but I saw the clip of like a new Jelly Roll saying Orton to the ring. So what were your thoughts on the match? And more importantly, your thoughts on Jelly Roll losing?
Way, way too long of a match. Just
Mm.
and Jelly Roll, we said on SmackDown, and no one will argue. I think with me, he didn't look good. Like way too
He
slow.
didn't?
Pulled the punches, pulled everything. Like he just didn't look good. When he took that frog splash, it looked like he was like holding his nuts for a while. If you watch like if you kept watching after because they only showed the clip of it, but he's like rolling around and he's just like holding like he got low blowed and like it's and he's moving too much or like getting put through the table. Like I don't know. It just I felt like it was way too long of a match. It wasn't. It was exactly what I expected from Jelly Roll's point of view. The other three did their thing like they normally do. Um, and another happy surprise. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think they were gonna have Jelly Roll lose. They usually have the celebrities win, but like Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre should be beating Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. So I was very happy with that result at least.
Yeah, and by the way, if anybody in chat, I'm legit curious. I know we have some Jelly Roll fans in the house. Did anybody think he did good? Again, I didn't see it. I haven't seen anything about it, so I can't comment on it. Did anybody disagree with Danny? Do you think he did good? Did he did well? Did he impress you? or did he kind of really just do the bare minimum? Because from what I was reading, he was in the PC like every day working his ass off. But I mean,
He
if
tried.
that was
I'm,
just
I'm not. I'm not saying he like
yeah,
phoned it in. I'm just saying
hmm.
even his best effort, I don't think was good.
Yeah, okay, no, and that's more than fine. And by the way, I also did read that apparently, um, even more exposing the business and whatever, but apparently Jelly Roll, was the one that suggested to Triple H that he lose. So
I at least appreciate that by him.
yeah, he pretty much went to him and said, like, I don't, he said what we said: celebrities always win. I don't want to win. I'd like to lose. I think
Yeah.
that'd be better, and they went with it. So
Keverlas
props to
said
him for that.
Keverlas said he was all right, nothing monumental. Harley said I think he was decent for being an auto wrestler. Yeah, so
All right. So I mean, he didn't die. He didn't get hurt. Right. So,
exactly.
I mean,
He didn't pull a top
yeah.
dollar, so good.
Ah! Oh my God, Jelly Roll a better wrestler than Top Dollar? Stay
Yes.
tuned. All right. Okay. So on that note, unless I'm missing anything else from night one, we can move on to the main event now.
Yes, sir.
Um, so CM Punk versus Walter in our main event for the World Heavyweight title or whatever it's called these days. I call it that just by default in my head. Um, so let's talk about just the match itself
Okay.
first. So
I believe it
this
was about
match went
half an hour, maybe less.
about half an hour even. I didn't see any clips from it, but I've heard it was very, very good. What were your thoughts on the match itself?
Great
Let
match.
go.
I mean, exactly what I wanted from Gunther and CM Punk. I thought they delivered. I thought it was a great main event for night one. Um, because of what we said with what we were hoping for with the story, I was surprised Punk won at first. But we also said what we knew was going to happen if he won and if it was the main event. So like once everything was falling into place, I kind of saw the writing on the wall. But I was hoping CM Punk would lose. I was hoping Gunther would win, and they would extend the story and the feud a little bit longer. Obviously, we're not getting that, but the match itself was very, very good. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, no, I heard it was great, and I'm
And those
sure.
slaps, oh my god, man! CM Punk took some of those slaps like a
Well,
champ.
according to Bret Hart, Walter sucks for doing those. I don't know if you saw that story, but Bret Hart continues to take L's. Everybody, if you haven't seen that
The
story, go
worst.
look up Bret Hart. And I guess you have to write Gunther, not Walter, to look it up. But yeah,
The
Bret Hart like
worst.
shit
The
all
worst.
over it.
Kevin Last said it took
Trevor
me a.
Last.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
you got
right.
it. No, you go. You got it.
It took me a bit to get into. Told the story of a dominant heel against a babyface. Overall, ended up being a great main event.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I mean, probably the first match I can think of since I stopped watching where I was like, it'd be nice to watch, and I know I absolutely could, but I'm making a choice not to
Yeah,
because I know better.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
So
so,
yeah, so
oh well.
then CM Punk wins, doing a nice
And then,
celebration in the ring, and
and then
you
that
can tell
happens.
because there's no logo ending. They're waiting way too long for it, and then Seth Rollins' music hits. Now, one thing I want to say before we get into like the aftermath of it is I've seen like a lot of these streamers or whatever doing it for clips and stuff. It is so ridiculous how overboard some of these people were pretending to be shocked and surprised. Oh my god, it's Rollins. Blah, blah. Like, get the fuck out of here. If you were literally that dumb that you were shocked that Seth Rollins came out, you haven't been watching wrestling for that long. I don't know what to tell you. It's crazy.
I think you truly overestimate the intelligence of wrestling
It's
fans.
crazy,
Um,
bro. One
I
guy
mean,
was jumping
yeah,
on his bed. He like ran out from his
I mean,
computer and started jumping on his bed. I was like, what is wrong with you? You're 30 years old. How
there's
did you
there's
not see
a
it coming?
yeah, there's a good majority of people that are doing it for clout
Oh yeah.
and doing it to get featured in the segments the next night on
Mm-hmm.
Raw. Like, it, that's the state of things now with the internet. But um, me personally, having not watched every week and only seeing what I saw online, I was surprised that he wasn't hurt or was led on to believe he wasn't as hurt as he was. Because we'll jump ahead for a quick second here with my question. Did he wrestle a full like decently length match with LA Knight, or was it like a short nothing match? Like, did he wrestle on Monday long?
On Monday, I mean, he wrestled. It wasn't like a crazy long match, but he wrestled a match. Um,
Yeah.
so like
Yes, I mean,
he's
like
good to go.
well, that's what I'm saying. That already kind of negates my mentality of like he was gonna win it and still be hurt and hold it
Mm-hmm.
for 2 months and do nothing. If he's wrestling and he's good, he's healthy, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I'm happy to hear he's not hurt. I'm not even like, I'm not mad about being worked or whatever. That's part of wrestling. That's the point. Obviously, there's other things you can like nitpick about it that I didn't like. Like, I mean, like for example, CM Punk's an idiot, bro.
Could have left for a
Bro,
whole 2 minutes.
sorry. Like, and I don't know the exact history of every single cash in they've ever done, but majority of the time, when people are cashed in, like I know he wrestled 30 minutes and he's exhausted, but most of the time, they're cashing in like during the match, or they're beat up, or they're laid out. Punk was up celebrating and chilling for a few like minutes. Like
Yep.
he had time to get out of there. So that's just a babyface poor blocking, if you want to use that word,
Yep.
for the segment. And another thing that somebody brought up last night, I heard, and it's true. Like if you guys all recall when Seth cut one of his first promos against CM Punk, Seth's promo said, "As long as there is air in my lungs, CM Punk will never be champion." So if you're gonna cash in, why are you waiting for CM Punk to win the championship? Like, I know it was 5 minutes and you insulted him and you embarrassed him, but you let him win the belt.
Yeah.
You kind of didn't do what you said, and whatever. So again, I'm nitpicking a little bit, but it's part of the story you were telling. You
Yep.
made it very clear Seth would never let him do it. He could have cashed in during the match. You've done it before, but they wanted to do what they wanted to do and
Or
do a
caused a
role reversal.
DQ and made the match over and cashed it. Like he could have done a bunch of different things.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
think.
and of course, as always, everything takes too long.
Yeah.
Like standing there, like if you do all that stuff at like half speed, it hits so much better.
Yep.
That's a WWE thing though, and wrestling. AEW does it sometimes too. All right.
And for me, I think the biggest issue, and I loved the whole work thing. I like that they made a situation that was potentially
Yeah.
devastating for them and turned into their favor. What I think they should
Yeah.
have done is just drawn it out. Like, if you know Seth isn't hurt, you could have had, like, and I was thinking of it not exactly like it, and it's funny you mentioned it before, but almost like a Bret Hart situation where you could have had him come out in a wheelchair every week and, like, still commanded his forces and still been on TV, and then all of a sudden one day just pops out of the fucking wheelchair and cashes it. Like, it could have been so much cooler, it could have been so much more different, and they just went back to the rinse and recycle thing, and they had to do it on SummerSlam, and they had to do it in the main event, and it's just like, man, you could have done it in a month and maybe gone a like roof blown off kind of pop for Seth Rollins all of a sudden not being hurt.
I think I read that somebody pointed out that since they've done, I don't know if it's since they've done two briefcases or just the men's and the women's. I'm gonna say it was since they've had two briefcases. This is the quickest they've
Both of
done
them.
both cash-ins
Mm-hmm.
like within a year. It might have been the men and women, but either way, it's the first time in a long time where it's that quick. Where now they're
Yeah.
both just gone until July or June or whatever the
So
fuck.
we'll see how it goes. I
Um,
think, I mean, at the very least, I'm like you said, I'm glad Seth is healthy, so I'm glad that story won't get
yeah.
like stagnant and it'll be able to move forward. But the last thing I'll say, Gunther got screwed.
Huh.
Gunther is now, where does
Um,
he go? He is in no man's land.
yeah, I have no idea. He's probably gonna end up getting drafted to SmackDown whenever that draft is, probably in
Mm-hmm.
like 2 months. Um, my last point, then we can move on regarding Seth is, I just pray at this point. I really can't. I mean, I guess I could because I don't watch it, but I don't want to see. Supposedly he's taking time off to get nose surgery. Wow, interesting. Okay, well then, good for him. Bless you.
Thank you.
Um, I just don't want to see Seth being champion now till Mania, just because. Like let's do stuff. Let's do stuff. Let's mix it up and like let him lose it at Rumble on the road or something. And I feel like that's the problem with WWE these days is like outside of like Tag US IC like the top belts, they're not going to change anywhere else.
Nope. And actually, I
And
just read a
so
report today. Someone sent me that over the European tour, Punk is going to be kind of dealing with Judgment Day and Dom and the IC title. So it looks like they're not even bringing him back towards the world title in a couple. Like, it sucks.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's why they attempted to work the face area towards the end of the match. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Night 2.
The better night.
Let's move along. We assumed it'd be the better night, and
Mhm.
I think it was easy to deliver that.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I will read the first 5 matches and go right through. When you want to pause, just say something.
Cool.
Opening match, Naomi defeats Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in the opener for 16 and a half minutes. The right call. I did see the final minute where Rhea hit the Riptide off the top rope. Naomi ran in and rolled up Rhea to get the win. I wish it wasn't fluky, but that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, I
with
wish they gave her a
WWE.
more clean win and a more solid win, but over Rhea and
Yeah.
Io they weren't going to, but at least they gave her the win. It was a good match, and I'm glad they gave her the win. Nice, simple talk about that.
Yeah. All right, next up, the 6-pack TLC match for the tag team titles. 16 minutes even. The Wyatt Six of Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy retained, defeating Andrade and Ray Phoenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. I'm assuming it was what it was. It was just a sprint of spots and bumps, and
Yeah.
probably no logic or psychology to it. I
Ray
did
took a
see
nice bump
once.
through the ladder.
I saw the Candice LeRae bump. I also saw the spot where not Gargano, Ciampa faked out whoever jumped and got up and held on
Yeah.
to whatever the thing was. That was pretty cool. But yeah. Otherwise, that is what it is. I don't think there's
And
really
right
anything to
call, I
talk
think
about there.
Wyatt 16 to win that match and then continue with their little reign. So I think that was a good match and right call as well.
All right. Next up, Becky Lynch defeats and retains her IC title against Lyra Valkyria. It was a no DQ, no countout last chance match for the IC title. 25 minutes, and from what I've gathered online is that it was a very good match, but the crowd after the TLC just did
Was
not give a shit.
tired.
Which is insane to be tired at 7 o'clock after 2 matches, but
I don't know what it was
yeah.
about the TLC. It took the crowd a little bit to get back into the night after that
Which
TLC
is
match.
ridiculous.
But Becky and Lyra were good. I was annoyed with the crowd because it was only the second match in. I was like, you can't be that tired already.
Yeah.
But they were a good match. The only match that me and you didn't agree on. This is the only match I mean you had different picks for. And yeah, now Becky won. Looks like she's moving on to a feud with Nikki Bella. So that'll be interesting. Not interesting. That'll be what it is. And I don't know what they're doing with Lyra right now.
Oh boy, yeah, I got nothing else to say there. Next up, cage match. Solo Sikoa retains against Jacob Fatu. 12 minutes, pretty much as short as it deserved, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the night started to show its head, where it's don't put all these stipulations on the same night.
Yep.
No one really cared.
The crowd
by this
is
point.
getting a little tired. It's another steel cage. You had the ladder match. You had the triple threat. It's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio retains the IC title against AJ Styles in a 11-minute match. I'm gonna jump in first here and just say, all due respect, other wrestlers have died besides Eddie Guerrero. We gotta move on. I'm sorry, I know it's been 20 years, and I get it in the Latino community and Lucha Libre, but AJ Styles coming out in a lowrider and doing the full gear, come on, man. Come on. And again, I love Eddie. I miss him that he's gone. It sucks. There's a line, bro. The Three Amigos, everybody still does it. That's fine. Oh my god!
So
stop it.
What I'm gonna say,
I had to get that off my chest. I don't care. It's dumb.
What I'm gonna say is, I agree with you to a point. I agree with you that everyone is doing a lot of Eddie's moves way too much, and it's almost diluting what their meaning is. I don't agree with the entrance. I thought the entrance was dope personally, because not a lot of people do his entrance. I think Monet did it, but like not a lot of people do the full gear and the entrance. And they more do the moves and the move set and the frog splash and the Three Amigos. So I liked seeing the entrance. It was just fun nostalgia for me.
And then didn't one of freaking Styles' kids like dye his hair blonde like Dom? Like the fuck,
Yes,
bro? Like
that was
really?
hilarious to me.
Oh, come on,
But
man.
that was also like, it's not like all right, let's calm down. It's not like the kids is like permanently blonde. It was probably like a one night like quick
No,
thing.
I know, but it's still
I think
stupid.
that's
Like this
funny
is
as
AJ
but how
Styles.
is that? I think that's funny as fuck on the 20-year anniversary of when Dom had the stupid custody match where he was just this dorky little blonde kid that Styles tries to fuck with him by being like, not only am I going to be Eddie, who you pretend is your dad now, I'm going to make your right kid look like you to really like fuck with you a little bit. I thought that was good. I thought that was actually a funny touch in my opinion. That is where we'll disagree. I do agree with everything else you said.
Yeah,
I disagree with
yeah.
the entrance. I thought the entrance was
I
really
just think,
fun.
and again, it's kind of like what we said a few months ago with Kenny and I think Takeshita when they wore like matching gear. It's like, all right, y'all are feuding with each other, but you all like talked with each other and decided like, hey, I'm gonna wear Eddie's gear and you're gonna wear Ray's gear and we're gonna like bring this back. Like that's where come on. So whatever, yeah. All right.
But the match
Um,
itself, surprising that Dom won. A little disappointed that Dom won. I kind of hoped they would get the belt off him to give him something else to do, but they're going to let him run with it for a while, I guess, till Liv gets back. I don't know. And then, once again, just where do you go with AJ now? And it seems to be like the question of the night for a lot of people after SummerSlam.
probably nowhere. He signed a 1 year extension. He's
I
probably just
know.
gonna crawl through to the end. Who knows? All right. Moving on to the main event. John Cena loses the undisputed WWE Championship after fighting Cody Rhodes in a street fight for 37 minutes and 45 seconds. Once again, let's talk about the match first.
Okay.
Um, what did you? I saw not one clip from this match. No, no,
So,
that's a lie. That's a lie. I did see a supercut of apparently Cena giving Cody Rhodes eight AAs and choking him out with the rope, and Cody's still retaining or still winning. That's all I saw. You have the floor.
okay, so this match and this will kind of maybe if we want to do this before the releases, this will get me into my answer to your question that you pose of why I keep watching or why I keep putting up with WWE. But this match is
Okay.
literally the epitome of what WWE is for me right now, which is the match itself for the most part was a good match. It wasn't a bad match. It was a good street fight. Two big names that I like, that I've enjoyed throughout the years, had put on a good match. Where the two problems with the match, where I never got into it from the beginning and where it lost me throughout, was the story was terrible going into this match. The whole babyface John Cena turn still doesn't make sense. It went into it with the babyface turn, so none of that made sense. There was no heel turn from Cody, so it didn't even like kind of lead to that. So the whole story really took me out of it from the beginning. And we've talked about this before, like you just said. I don't know how many roads cutters he gave him or whatever they call that, but what did he call that? Crossroads. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know how many crossroads he gave him, but there was a total of almost like 20 finishers in this match, which is too much. It's overkill.
It's overkill.
And I don't know how else to like enjoy. I can't enjoy that. Like I want to enjoy WWE. That's why I keep watching it, because like the nostalgia in me, the WWE is what got me started into wrestling. So like part of me hopes that like it's gonna get better. I can suffer through this. Like I joked around that group we have at Till 5, just like a Jets fan. I can suffer through it because I hope that one day they'll repay my loyalty. But the more that WWE does this shit, the more they're showing me that like just get out, because like it's, even if it gets better, not until I die. Like what happened after this match was just, forget the personal aspect of it. As a company, it's so boring. It's the same
We'll get
thing
there.
over and over. Go wait. I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about the match first? We'll talk about post match in a second.
Yeah, yeah, before you get fired up, 'cause
Sorry.
I hear you getting. No, no, I want you to get it out. You'll get your chance. But yeah. So, like Last also said in the chat, we jumped over it because it was such a blur of a week. But John Cena turns babyface on SmackDown, saying that Cody beat it out of him and made him realize no one's coming to
So
help him.
stupid.
He made the wrong choice, wrong call, and by doing this, you completely kill all the heat for your street fight. Like, you could have done all of that this week after Cody beat him as the heel and then beat it
Yep.
out of him to
Yep.
become the champion. And just you rob your match of that heat by doing that. And that stinks. So yeah, that's just unfortunate, and it just shows you how much all of this went to hell, and how honestly I think turning Cena heel is going to be looked back on as like one of, not by WWE of course, but it's going to be looked back on as one of the worst booking decisions of all time,
Yeah.
because who did it truly benefit in the end? And I mean that, like, outside of like pockets like of like
But
WWE.
even then, I don't know if it benefited Pockets. I don't think they gained more traction by
Well, that's
him
not,
turning heel. Like
I
Jay
agree
Fountain
with you,
says,
but
I blame The Rock. I
yeah,
blame The Rock, and I blame Travis Scott.
yeah.
Whatever happened there, and I don't know when we'll know or how long it'll take us to know, but whatever happened with the Travis Scott stuff, whatever happened with The Rock, that's what made this all fall apart. Travis Scott was supposed to be at
Yeah.
SummerSlam. Travis Scott was supposed to have a big role in whatever Cena was doing over these past few months. That didn't happen. The Rock, I don't know what The Rock's role was supposed to be, but The Rock kept giving us signals of stuff coming and blah, 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 and then that never panned out. So this whole TKO deal has really been making WWE suffer more so than I think ever in the past decade.
Yeah. So now let's get into the big thing. Bork
The next big
Laser is back. And he comes out. Apparently, Cody's already gone at this point. Cena's in the ring by himself.
So, hold on. This is where I got to start the round. I'll let you continue. This is where it also was stupid what they did. Because Cody beats Cena. Cody has a celebration. Cody leaves the ring to let Cena do literally what looks like a goodbye. It looks like a retirement goodbye, and this is what it should have been in December. Cody should be beating him, should have won the belt, and Cena should have said the goodbye to the fans. That would have been a perfect send-off for Cena. Instead, you have Cena saying this goodbye for what seems like a while. Everyone's fucking confused because, again, they're not cutting to the end of the pay-per-view. They're not giving any credits or anything. So what are we waiting for? Go ahead.
I just want to jump in there. I personally don't mind that, only because it's a retirement tour. It's the last time he's ever going to wrestle in New York.
That's fair.
It's the last SummerSlam, and quite frankly, probably the last like big crowd he's going to be in front of.
That's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
you got Survivor Series coming up, I think, in San Francisco at what, Petco Park or whatever. I don't know what it's called. A Safeco. I don't know what it's called over there. You know what I'm talking about. Like, that one's gonna be probably half what this crowd was. Either way, that's my thing. Like, this is the last like big one in that sense. So I don't mind Cody letting Cena have that moment. But either way, I just wanted to pause and jump in there with my thought. But by all means, continue.
No, yeah, and then again, this is where my problem with WWE comes into play, where I'm just like, all right, forget they had the Cena thing. Cody's the champion now, like it should be. Let's see where they go with this. And then 5 seconds later, here comes Brock Lesnar, and let's take out any off-screen issues that people have with him, any personal beliefs that people have or morals that people have with what he's done. Let's just talk about on-screen Brock Lesnar. Why? What's the point? He's not one of Cena's greatest rivals. They had one or two like big feuds. That was it. Not one of Cena's greatest rivals. No one is begging for Brock to come back. It's the same old spiel. There's nothing new with Brock. It's like when we get Roman back, it's for a month. We're gonna have what kind of feud over the next month, whenever their match is. Maybe a week or two of them both being on the show at the same time. Like now you have two part-time guys doing a major feud that's not going to come out. It's such a waste. And now this is another thing that I just don't care about. And it's coming to the point where honestly, with WWE, I'm only keeping up with it on the chance, I've said this and I'll be very honest, on the chance that we get more viewers and some of those viewers watch WWE, so at least there's something we're talking about. But like, I'm not even watching the shows in full anymore. I'm watching segments that I think will be interesting. I'm reading the results and saying, oh, that looked like a good segment. Let me go back and watch it on stream so I know what to talk about. But like, it's really gotten to the point where like, I just don't care, and it's so sad because there's so many guys that I still love in WWE that I want to watch and I want to see them, and
gotta let it go.
I'm not going to.
You gotta let them go, my friend. You have to trust me. I will say so. I've obviously a bunch to throw in here. First off, me personally, and I've mentioned this to you before, I'd rather have 7 viewers that care about AEW and pro wrestling than 100 that are here to listen to me bitch about WWE.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
just me personally. I don't want to be that guy that's people are coming to watch me angry. I want to talk about stuff that I enjoy, and obviously there's passion here, and that's why we talk about the WWE side of things because it's stuff that is important. And as much as I don't watch, it's in my algorithm. You can't follow AEW on socials and not get WWE stuff in the crossfire. It's unfortunate, but it sucks. AEW is there with the metallic blanket to offer aid. Yes, it is. So, see, and here's the thing too, Danny. Like, there are fans that do think Cena and Brock is a greatest hit.
Oh,
There
I
are
know.
fans there are fans that wanted Brock back. There's probably a good chunk of fans that have no idea about this lawsuit. They have no clue.
Yep.
There's a good chunk that probably don't know. Ignorance is bliss, my friend.
Yep.
And we're on the other side of the curtain. We know a little too much, and that's why we're where we're at. But yeah, this is, and it's unfortunate because I said to some of our viewers previously, like, it's unfortunate where like it's gotten to a point where you can't even put on your WrestleMania or SummerSlam 2-night events and have anybody leaving talking about the match that ended the show.
Yeah.
Everything that gets talked about from Mania and SummerSlam is about what happened after.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's talking about CM Punk and Walter. No one's talking about Cena versus Cody, which were both apparently really good matches.
And
everyone's
they were.
talking about the cash-in, and everyone's talking about Brock. And that's what WWE wants. They want the socials. Good for you. But that's just exactly part of like what's not wrestling. And wrestling, at least to me, like you could do that from time to time. But it's gotten so big now where there's this expectation where they feel like they have to do something and they can't rely on a main event match to be excellent and be enough.
Yeah.
Like, and they could get away with it if you ended both those shows with Punk standing tall and Cody standing tall, or even the cash in during the match. Like, it's still in the match, kinda, but not really. Either way, you get my point. As for Brock, like, here's the genius part about it. Like, the fact that if they're running this match in Clash of Paris at the end of the month,
oh, well, you gave
next
out
few SmackDowns. Next few SmackDowns. I don't know if he's confirmed for SmackDown yet, but like the next SmackDown is in Montreal. So if they're in Montreal and he gets booed, here's the thing too: if he gets booed to oblivion, it's not going to be, oh look, they hate him, they don't want him here. It's heat. That's all WWE's going to see. It's heat. It's good heat. He's getting booed. It's what they want. They want to boo him. When in reality, it's not good heat. But how are we to know what's good and bad heat on TV?
Exactly.
The week after Montreal, they're in Boston, Cena's hometown. After Boston, they go overseas for a few SmackDowns. So like if they're doing this right, and they have like Brock not on a certain ones, they can get away with Brock only being in Canada and then overseas, never being back in the U.S., and the crowds are going to be so hot to see people, they're not going to care.
Yeah, and that's definitely
So,
probably what the plan is. And honestly, which is so sad, it's so obvious now why they did the Cena turn as quickly as they did, because they wanted the moment for Brock on SummerSlam, and it wouldn't have happened if Cena was
mhm.
a heel going into it. So
But and again, you could have done it because if you kept Cena heel, Cody beat Cena. How many times have we seen in wrestling two blood feud enemies fight through war, and as soon as the match is over,
yeah,
respect. Put out the hand, lift him up, shake his hand, hug him. That's it. Crowds
agreed.
are simple folk. Cena's baby now, hooray!
Hey,
And
Russell
then
Bradley, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it,
thank you,
sir.
welcome to the stream. And then as soon as you do that, then you do Brock.
Yeah.
Still not, it's still a moment you're doing, but like at least you still could have done everything. Either way, I do love, by the way, how Triple H threw Cena under the bus, saying that Cena wanted Brock, so they got him for him. And then the next day, Cena basically went out there and said, "Oh, I just do what
I'll
they
wrestle
tell
wherever
me.
they tell me to wrestle.
I just wrestle who they put in front of." Like, just
That's so funny.
perfect.
Too
Because
funny.
God forbid Triple H takes any accountability for bringing him in. But I don't even want to get into the ugliness of like the things people have said to like defend this or bring him in. But at its core, I don't think Brock should be back,
Nope.
but he's here, and I think the precedent is set where I really think by the end of the year Vince is back on TV in some way.
Oh yeah, I think Vince is back involved. Yep.
I think Vince is going to be back on to send Cena off or something, or at the very least get put in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Like it's wrestling, man. It's a shitty business. It's a shitty industry. We love it, but we can't lie. Like
No, for sure.
everyone's pretty. For the most part, it's rarer to find a good person than it is to know a bad one. But
All right.
either
So
way, it's unfortunate. But we'll move on from that. If anybody has any thoughts about Brock they want to put in chat at this point, by all means, let us know in chat. We're very communicative here on the stream. If you're new, we love to talk with you. If you like to just watch and lurk, by all means, lurk away, my friends.
yeah,
Durag Vince versus Cena for the final match. Yeah.
has to be Thugonomics
Well,
Cena though. All right. We know we spent a lot on WWE tonight. Usually we don't spend this much time, but SummerSlam was a lot to talk about and a lot of things happened. So thank you for being with us. We have one more topic for WWE, and then we'll move on to AEW content. Last topic for WWE, we have releases.
Keverly says, "Nah, fuck Brock being back." Yeah, well, that's the non 12 and a half minute version that we just did on the screen. Thank you. But yes, yeah. So releases. I just wanted to throw it out there because for those of you that do not know, yesterday was TKO's quarterly earnings call, and typically after they do their quarterly earnings call that weekend or the week after is when their releases hit. So do not be surprised if starting tomorrow morning, if not tonight, we start hearing people are going to get released or cut or not renewed. Um, Karrion Cross and Scarlett's contracts are apparently up this weekend. Austin Theory's been removed from the internal roster, which apparently could be a legit injury, but I'd be shocked if he got cut. But then again, since Vince left, he's kind of been gone more
Yeah,
or
he
less for the
really
future.
hasn't been doing much. I don't like him.
Um, yeah, so just be on the lookout. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but typically releases come around this time now, right after record earnings and ESPN deals and all that
Bastards.
fun stuff. But
Bastards.
yeah, that's really all I got there. So thank you all for being here for the WWE
Yeah,
portion.
that was a lot.
Please stay with us. We're taking like maybe a minute or two commercial break here. We'll be right back, and we're going to dive into all the AEW see below. And if you have anything else you want to talk about AEW that's not there, throw it in chat now. We'll definitely talk about it.
All
See you in a
right,
few.
thank you. Be right back.
Oh boy.
That was a lot. Oh, where are we? Where are we? There we are. Hello and
Ah!
welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us throughout that commercial break. Hope you enjoyed it. We are going to be talking about AEW on the way back once my mouse starts working so I can pull up Last Point Standing.
Made it. The
And
good
there it
stuff.
is. Beautiful. All right. So, this is our AEW talk. Before we get into our AEW talk, there is one quick announcement that I want to make for the podcast, for myself, a couple of things that are coming up. Next 2 weeks, we will not be hosting a show. All right. That's the next show we will be hosting again is August 26th. That is because I will be getting married. We are going to Ireland. Juice will be coming as well. Nice little destination wedding we have planned. So we will be in Ireland for the next 2 weeks and will not be available for a podcast. So hopefully you guys will not miss us too much. Come back on the 26th and we'll have a lot to talk about then. But there is something that... Go ahead.
I'm gonna live stream this. I'm gonna live stream the ceremony.
That would be dope. Continue. I wouldn't mind that at all. But there is something that Juice doesn't know that will be happening as well. Through some changes, there will actually be my honeymoon will be after the wedding, and for the honeymoon we will be stopping in Spain, and then we'll be ending the week in London, where Sunday I will be ending in the O2 Arena to go see fucking Forbidden Door on August 25th.
Wow.
Yeah, man. There was a dope present from the fiance. He said, we're looking at the schedule. He said we can make it work, and we made it work.
Quick point of clarification, though. You're going on August 24th, right?
August 24th. Sorry, 25th is when we fly back. 26th is the show. Okay. August 24th, we're going.
Just making sure you got tickets for the right day, right thing.
Ooh, you know? They scammed me, man. They gave me tickets for the next day. Wait.
You roll up, it's already over.
AEW Monday Night Dynamite. What the hell is that?
Yeah, nope.
I got seats.
I thought you were about to tell. Oh man.
I got seats on the ramp. I'm gonna send you a picture after the show. But I got seats on the ramp. I should, if it looks correct, I should only be a seat away from like the actual guardrail. Which I'm hoping, if I bring a sign that says like it's our honeymoon or whatever, maybe I can get on. Maybe I can get on the show. So that would be really dope. Haha! If he goes around, that would be hysterical. Shut up, Jay DeFalco.
It'd be something.
Thank you, Carol. That's very dope. Thank you, Harley. So yeah, so some big news. Hopefully awesome. Get some at the Sharpshooter one. Maybe I can get that little link on the sign too and get some exposure. So exactly, Kevin Last, plug in the cast.
You should QR code.
Oh, that's a good idea too. My only fear is that the Costco guys find me with the stream and everything, and they try, and I might not, unlike you, I might give in and sell my soul to the devil to get some follows. I don't know.
You are more than welcome to do that. You are my co-host. I have no say over what you do. But that is awesome. That is really cool.
Thank you.
I thought you were about to drop that you were going to, because I think in Dublin, they're doing either AEW or WWE. They're all around there during that time.
I know WWE's doing its European tour, which is crazy too.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Clash in Paris, but Forbidden Door,
much better.
Upgrade. Don't just sit there and not react like someone I know when you're on TV. Yeah, please don't. Please don't. That is really cool.
Thank you, sir. All right. So with that being said, let's find out what I'm going to be watching. Tonight.
Forbidden Door is shaping up after last week's show, and I'm sure now there will naturally be some bias on your end over the next few weeks. Well, tonight, because now we're not going to have a show before then. But either way, let's start with the tag title tournament. We have our finals. It is FTR versus Brodito. I think that is the best case scenario right now. It's better than the Bucks making it in. What do you think about the finals? Who do you think's going to go on to face the Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door?
So I was pleasantly surprised that the Young Bucks lost. Brodito has been fun to watch, so I have no problem with them. I think Brodito wins. as weird as that sounds, because I think that whole cope thing with FTR, I think that's going to come into play, especially with him facing Stokely this weekend Collision. And I also think because they're trying to do the Forbidden Door, they're going to try to get Bandito into the show. And I think that's a good way to get him to the show, also with the tag team match. So I do think Bandito wins this weekend. Oh, I'm sorry, next
Correct
week.
me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if I misheard you, but I think Cope and Stoke is next week on Dynamite the same night as the FTR match. I think it's the same night,
Oh, I thought it
right?
was Saturday at Collision. My bad. I misheard that.
Well, I could be wrong too. If somebody in chat wants to clarify, I'm pretty sure the Cope and Stokely match and the FTR match are both on Dynamite next week. But we'll know shortly when someone clarifies in chat.
Nope, you're
But
right.
either way,
Set for next week, it says. So that's AEW Dynamite.
yeah.
Yep.
So yes, I do think Brodito probably wins because again, Forbidden Door, it's like the Ring of Honor champion kind of gets on the show too.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, and by the way, I'm just gonna get it out of the way now because it's been on my mind. But it was bad enough last year. I think the concept of Forbidden Door is clearly dead.
Oh God,
And
100%.
I understand it. I understand it's like a brand name now, but like it's a little embarrassing now to like the expectation of what Forbidden Door was versus now could be is just it's essentially still just an AEW pay per view. It'll be great, but like just no one like left
No,
to
I
really
agree.
get
Once
this thing.
once
So
once I
it's a hard
started
spot to
hearing
be in.
once I started hearing this card unfold, I
Yeah.
was like, damn. So
Yep.
not really Forbidden Door, but still a great card. Just not a forbidden card.
Yeah.
All right, cool, nice.
Yeah, and I just figured I'd get it out of the way because like 3 or 4 of these points are kind of involving that point
Yep.
overhead.
No,
But
I agree.
either way, all right. So yeah, hopefully Brodito gets the win. We'll find out next week on Dynamite. Next up, I wrote Blood and Guts.
Yeah, what is this about?
So nothing's been announced or confirmed yet, by any means. But I feel like we're getting there with the women having the Blood and Guts match this year. Like they've been building up this like 5-on-5 kind of thing going on well before All In because the tag titles aren't ready and they're like not doing it. But I think there's enough women there to like pull one off right now. And you don't granted you don't need to do one every year, but we're already into August, and usually they've done it in June and July the past few years, so we're already past the point of when there should have been one. So I don't know when they do it, but I would not be opposed to a Blood and Guts in the coming next month or two with these women. What do you think?
That would be dope with the women, especially because with the men, they don't really have anything really set up for a good men's one, and I don't want them to just throw one together. They have a good women's thing set up going on right now. They have a lot. They have a lot of women that are all involved, and it's not over. It's not losing the point. Like they're all kind of well involved in this feud. So yeah, I agree. I would love to see Blood and Guts with the women like that, because the Blood and Guts we've also been seeing in the past. Death Riders, I don't think they'd be doing Blood and Guts because, like I said, they're being decimated. If anything, that wouldn't make sense. Young Bucks obviously not doing a Blood and Guts this year because they don't have anyone to kind of team up with. Maybe you could do the Callis family with the Blood and Guts, but they're not really like they're not really set up for Blood and Guts like that. Like their main guys aren't Blood and Guts. I mean, they can be. Anyone can be, but like
Yeah, no, you could do it. You could do it versus
just like
a
who are
dream
they?
team kind of thing.
But who are they gonna face? Like you put a team together, I guess, and
Yeah.
and honestly, Blood and Guts really is like a souped up version of War Games in a sense, and like I can see the greatest fun things about War Games used to be that it was always the Four Horsemen versus like a put together team that was trying to take down the Four Horsemen. So if they do something like that, that would be fun with the Chaos family.
Yeah.
But just I don't see that happening either. I do agree though, the women thing, I really like that aspect, and I think that's the way they should go this year.
Yeah. Nice. All right, next up. I don't have too much here, but I just want to talk about they made it official. They're doing Swerve versus Okada at Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
I'm not sure when you found out you were going to Forbidden Door. Maybe the Forbidden Door are the friends that you make along the way now, Danny. Who knows? But either way, you are going. What do you think about Swerve versus Okada? And do you give Swerve any sort of chance at winning this match? Because right now, I don't.
So I don't think Swerve's winning it. It's Okada's first defense after winning the unified title, whatever they call it. And Okada seems to be very with the Callis family. We weren't sure if it was going to be long term or short term. Seems like it's to be long term. So I don't see Swerve winning, unfortunately. I see too much outside interference or whatever the case is. But I do see this being a fucking banger of a match.
Oh, I don't know if I misheard you there, but you actually can't have that
Oh, you're breaking up a
interference
lot there.
because
What
this is
happened to
under
you?
Continental rules. So, oh, hold on. Yes, better,
There we go. Now you're better. All right. Yeah, your internet got a little
better.
wonky there.
Am I back?
Yep. So you
Oh,
were
that's
saying that
unfortunate.
they
All
can't
right.
interfere. Why?
Because this is under Continental Classic rules. You can't have. Everyone's banned from ringside whenever the unified titles defended. Because since Okada won, his belt rules take precedent. That's what they said after he won. So basically, anytime Okada defends that belt, everyone's banned from ringside.
All right.
So
So, but then if he loses the match, does he
yeah,
just lose the unified belt?
that's an excellent question, Danny. I'm going to assume he loses both.
Interesting.
But that's part of the confusion that we have since he still has all three belts and not just the one unified belt. I'm going to assume that still both belts are still active, and that I'm thinking of the unified belt as just another like crown, like tight, yeah, whatever. Yeah,
We'll
it's all
see. All right.
convoluted.
Yeah, but I don't think Swerve's
All
winning.
right. Yeah, I agree. Next up, Tony Storm versus Athena. Also official for Forbidden Door. Athena has chosen to cash in her contract in advance. I believe she confirmed this on Collision, and the match is official.
Yep.
Um, and they've already referenced Tony Storm's like UK curse because I think the past two All-Ins that she's been to in London, she's lost. She lost it to Soraya. She lost it to Mariah. So now everyone's kind of going with the thing that she's going to lose it to Athena. Um, I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of the same thing as the Mercedes situation where like I feel like Tony's way too hot and over right now to even do this, but she's had the belt so long. It's like if you do Athena, then she has both belts. It's another booked corner thing that I don't really like, and it's not my decision I have to figure out, thankfully. But I'm inclined to think Tony holds on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Tony. I also think Tony holds on. I would love to see Athena win, but Tony's just on too much of a hot streak. And if it wasn't giving Mercedes, I don't see it being Athena. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. This at least
I
feels a
like
little
it.
more
I'd be
Forbidden
okay with
Door
it.
than Swerve and Okada to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay with it. I don't consider. I know they consider it, but Ring of Honor is not like a forbidden
Nah,
door.
I know.
It's like a can't think of a clever comparison, like a fence,
It's like
like the next door neighbor to AEW. It's like the
it,
it's like a
it's
drywall
it's the
thing.
fence that has like the one stake that just can move, so you can just like go through the fence really quick.
It's a screen door. It's not like a full on like we're not talking like wooden door or whatever. Either way,
Oh
you
man.
get the point. It's weak. But the match is should be great. I would not be opposed to Athena winning.
Yeah, that would be
I
dope.
just think it's another belt collector thing. I'm tired of seeing people with multiple belts. Like let's do something. So
ROH is
I'd
the
rather Tony.
Wilson from Home Improvement. That's a pretty good analysis.
I don't know, the pay-per-view name rolls off the tongue. But either way.
All
All
right,
right.
next up.
So next up, Danny, my birthday came early last Thursday night, watching Collision in the main event. I put a bounty out on Dustin Rhodes, and man, did it deliver in spades. That man did not leave Chicago with the TNT title as I demanded. Kyle Fletcher, your new TNT champion, after stabbing Dustin Rhodes in the knee with a screwdriver, left it in there. Now that homeboy's got two broken or whatever freaking shattered, destroyed meniscus legs. He's freaking getting double knee replacement surgery. Homeboy is Dunyan rings. You know why? All those belts he was holding all those months, doing nothing with them, holding him down, putting all that weight on his
It's
knees.
a lot of weight on the
That's why he's
knees.
so. That's why he's so fucked. So you know what, Dustin? I love you. Get well soon, but for the love of God, I need to hear an announcement like yesterday that these ROH tag belts have been relinquished because they still have not
Yeah,
clarified.
they
The
haven't
belts
announced that
are
yet at all, which is crazy.
well, and to be fair though, I do think the first episode of ROH that has aired since that injury was announced was happening right now tonight. So fingers crossed something's on socials when we sign off. But ROH is the he didn't leave with his knees either. He did not. You're right, Kevin Last. So
Yeah,
no,
no,
again, all jokes.
that match was brutal. It was a great match. Honestly, even though I would have liked him being a little more dominant, it was still it was the kind of match, if especially if Dustin was going on his way out, totally fine with the way it happened. It was disgusting watching him stab that knee, and that's one thing AEW has done well.
Make you feel.
More recently, even though they've been gory from the beginning, is that like a lot of these, like a lot of the places they're taking this, the stab in the knee, the whatever they just had Hangman and Moxley with the face glass in the face and everything, like just some of these things that they're making these guys do is just I look at them just like I'm gonna puke, and that is a weirdly good feeling. I don't know why I enjoy it.
Hmm,
It's some weird
That's
masochism in me that's
that's a
just
different.
like that's disgustingly cool, and I don't know why I think it's so. Like I saw that screwdriver out of his knee, and I literally said, "My fucking knee's killing me." That's awesome. I can't believe they've done something like this. I've never seen that before. It is not my kink. I do not get off on this. I am disturbed how much I enjoy it.
Yeah, this says a lot about me, I guess. I don't feel sick or disturbed when I watch
That's what I'm
matches
saying.
with
This
Raw.
might be Juice's kink. I at least feel
It's
some type
no,
of
but
way.
for me, it's like the gladiators, like like fight for me. You're my warriors. Like I love it. I love this shit. So, yeah, I enjoy it. And the last thing I'll say, yes, the match was great. I'm glad Fletcher
Juice watched
won.
too much Saw.
Um, yeah. If you want to go into this, you can. If you want to avoid it and leave it, you can. I think, in all seriousness, like AEW has to get their medical team in order. Like in regards to like I don't know how they're doing their physicals or checkups or checking these talents, but like I get basically every wrestler is working hurt. No one's 100%. But there has to be a line where someone's stepping in and cutting them off.
Yeah.
Like this dates back to I think of the Dax injury where he was hurt for like 3-4 months last year with his back and
Mm-hmm.
was wrestling that hurt. I think of kind of the Cole thing, but he shut himself down. Like, and even this, I'm forgetting another recent
I
one
was
I
gonna say
want to talk
someone
about.
recently said they were hurting with like wrestling with a hurt shoulder or something. That was that
Yeah.
Omega? No,
No,
some
I mean the Kenny thing I think is storyline.
yeah, someone said they were recently hurting with something hurt, and that they've been doing it for a while now. I'm just like, damn, Osprey, thank you.
Well, that's what I said though. I think that's storyline. I don't think that's real. I think he's just taking some
You
time
think
off from
Kenny
between
and
All
him
In, which still
are
may be booked.
storyline, the both of them?
I don't know about Kenny, but Will, yeah. Either way, or that's who I wanted. Danielson, like I know TK really wanted to give him the belt, but like Danielson was really fucked up at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end
yeah.
there.
But that was more on
Like
TK than
he was,
Danielson.
but that's kind of my point. Like someone has to be able to. I mean, I know I just said what I said about like the Warriors and like fight for me, but like to an extent of like protecting yourself and putting on a show. If you're hurt, someone has to be catching this stuff
Yeah.
backstage. Like Dustin was probably hurt for months at his age with his knees, and he probably wanted to get to Texas, get to Texas, get to the Texas. That was probably his
But
mentality.
also maybe that's also maybe that is something that is being reviewed, and maybe that is something that they're making a decision together where he's like, listen, I'm gonna have the
I hope
surgeries
so.
anyway. It can't get much worse. Let me get to Texas. Let me fulfill my promises and get there,
Obligation.
and then I'm out. And
Yeah,
like that could be another way they do it.
and if those conversations are happening, then fine.
Yeah.
I'm legit just being a concerned
No, I agree with
fan.
you.
That's all. I just want everyone to be good. And like if you're out there wrestling hurt and you're a safety hazard to the other talent,
Yeah.
problem.
Especially that.
That's all. Like,
Killer
yeah.
Tomato, Keith Lee, we have no idea. As of right now, he's not officially retired. He's still on the AEW roster, so who knows? Hopefully he comes back. I love Keith Lee.
All right. Moving on, folks. Thank you for being with us. We got 4 more points, and then we are gone for 2 weeks. So soak us in while you got us, because you're going to be going through withdrawals probably this time next week, I bet.
Drink it
All right.
in, baby.
The big AEW controversy of the week comes from the MVP.
Yeah, I really want to hear what you think about
Mike,
this.
Mike Bailey story. So, for those of you that do not know, a story came out on Tuesday night, I think, from just a fan, some fan that was like, there are rumors out there that the Hurt Syndicate and MVP are difficult to work with. They don't want to put anybody over. They've twice now have shot down losing the belts to FTR specifically. Um, that MVP does not like Speedball Mike Bailey. That they only want to lose to someone like a younger talent, and then the talents that are named are all talents that they've beaten
Yeah,
already, like
so that's
Outrunners,
why I
Gates
was like iffy
Agony.
with this report.
So this is again all from a fan, and everyone's like, okay, but people are rolling with it. I would love to have rolled with it because all that is basically what I've been saying here on the show for like months.
But
Because I think
then,
it's true. I think it's true. But then the next morning, it got reported by like Fightful and like legit news sources, and it started picking up steam. And I'm like, okay, it's a real story, or as real as it could be for the dirt sheets, rather than just some schmuck reporting it. Um, so in regards to the Speedball MVP stuff, that's nothing to me because, quite frankly, people don't like people all the time. I'm sure it's just a matter of maybe they're just not their vibes don't match, and MVP thinks he's annoying or whatever. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. I don't. I'm sure tons of wrestlers don't like tons of wrestlers. The one that gets to me is obviously when you got them like not wanting to put other people over or do this. Like these are the tag team champions. It's like if it's true, fucking Tony, take them off of them. Let them fucking walk
yeah,
that man. Have we not learned our lesson with this talent? Get them the fuck out. If they
yeah,
don't want to be there for AEW, which I don't think these guys want to be, or at least Lashley and MVP do. Maybe Shelton's on board. I don't know. Get them out. I don't give a shit. They're the worst part of AEW television this entire year.
no, they really have
Every
been
month,
very
every week.
boring. And I like Lashley, but it's been a very boring hurt
Yeah.
business thing.
Well,
The reports I also don't know because then you have Bailey and MVP cursing each other out on social media to like show people that they are,
yeah.
so it's just like, what can
Well,
you
that's why
believe,
I
what
think
can you
that's
not? I don't know.
yeah. I think that part of the story is a nothing burger. I think maybe they probably don't, and they're like, hey, let's fucking do what the fuck with the boys, or I don't know.
And to be honest
Don't
with
know.
you, Jet Speed, like, I love them. They really didn't deserve the titles. Like, it should be a team that's been more established and been there for a while. Like, Jet Speed not winning the belts wasn't me being like, oh my God, like, how dare Hurt Business. It was another team that, like, for anything, I do agree. It should have been, like, Private Party, like we said months ago or whatever. But, like, they just, that ship already sailed. So I don't know.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say about it is like look at the start-stop nature
Mm-hmm.
of Lashley's story with Swerve. Like Lashley and Swerve were feuding right out of the gate. Lashley beat Swerve, and the story just ended. Swerve never got his lick back, never got his win back, which for Swerve and like the way they've been building was very telling for Lashley. And then look at what just happened with
I was
MJF.
about to say with
They built that up,
MJF.
they built that up for 2 months as this huge thing and all this potential and what they were going to do, and they just stopped it. So I think something's up. I
Yeah.
do agree with a good chunk of that report that they don't want to be there. They're there for them, and it's because yeah, none of it was anything news to me except for the speedball thing. But I don't believe that one because whatever.
All right.
All right,
Chris
that's all I got there.
Statlander.
Statlander. This one should be kind of short. I don't get what they're doing with her at all.
I don't know if she's a face
Um,
or a heel.
I think she's been. I don't mind uncomfortable, cringy promos if it's the person being real and being themselves, because I can admire that. I don't know what these promos are. The
Yeah.
one 2 weeks ago was very weird. This one was very weird. some people have been saying, I don't buy this at all. Some people are saying that it's the alien gimmick making its way back into her. Um, I think that's a little over like reaching. But Jay says maybe they signed a 1 year deal to try and get back to debit. Maybe they did. Who knows about a her syndicate? But yeah, Statlander, man, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind a feud with Willow. It almost feels like they're still half in with the Willow story here and like tiptoeing around it, and I don't get where it's going.
Just the Willow
So
story confuses me though because I feel like I feel like they ended the Willow story two different times. So like I'm just
yeah,
confused why the Willow story is continuing at all. Um, Especially if it's like a feud with them. Like if they're trying to get them back as partners or friends, that's different. But if they're just going back to this feud again between these two because like they just need a woman's feud without a belt, and this is like a tried and true road. It, get something. You have so much talent. Do something else. You have so like get these two on the same team and get them against Triangle of Madness, whatever. Like you could do some other stuff. I don't care. Like just do something different. These two don't have to face each other again. Just boring. And yeah, I don't know. I want to like Stat. I just don't know what they're doing with Stat. It's very strange.
and for the record, I'm not bored, and I do like her. I'm just confused. Like it's just because it's getting to that very cringy territory where if they keep doing this, like I don't know, man, something's up. I
Agreed.
don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with her.
Agreed.
I don't think she's going anywhere.
No,
I don't know what her character
I just
direction
don't
is
think
right
they're
now.
writing her correctly.
So we shall see in the coming weeks, I guess. All right, next up. Whew. Um,
Another
Darby and
forbidden
Mox.
door.
Darby and Mox. So on Collision, Darby is like stalking Mox all night, or Mox is looking for him. I forget. And Darby ends up grabbing Mox, and I guess is chloroforming him, not chloroforming him, just suffocating him. I don't. They didn't specify it for legal reasons, I guess. But then Darby takes Mox outside, tries to throw him over the like balcony onto like the train tracks, and cool moment. It was cool. I dug it.
Yeah.
And then on Dynamite, they do Mox versus Speedball, which was definitely smart on TK's part, giving Speedball a match
Yep.
after all the news. Um, then Darby grabs Yuta and presumably chloroforms him and brings him out into the parking lot, puts him in a body bag, and tries to run him over before Moxley and Marina Shafir pull him away to safety. But then they open the body bag, and inside is a note taped to Yuta's head that just says "Forbidden Door."
Excuse me, I had to interrupt you here because Tony Schiavone clearly said on Dynamite that the note was stapled to Wheeler Yuta's head. So, who's wrong?
That's nice, but clearly the answer is Tony Schiavone, because if you watch it back, you can see the line of tape on Yuta's forehead.
And the way they even ripped it off wasn't even like they were like tugging it; they just like peeled it off.
So yeah, Schiavone can go kick rocks.
I heard that. I'm
So
like watching. I'm like, what an idiot.
yeah. So at this point, I already had my Forbidden Door point ready to go before Dynamite. Anyway, after the Athena and Okada matches were announced. Personally, I don't like this match happening at Forbidden Door.
It shouldn't be on Forbidden Door.
Um,
I'm
I think it's too
going.
soon.
I'm excited to
Don't
see
like
it. It shouldn't be on Forbidden Door.
Like this is a match, and maybe they'll run it back, but this is a match that feels like they'll probably run it back at All Out with a stipulation, but this is a match that's made for like the All Out show. When you do like crazy stuff. So I don't like it here. I think it's not the right time or match to do it at, but whatever. So
No, I
that's all I have to
agree.
say about
I
that.
think the only reason they did here is because you need to have these two on the show, and even though it's Forbidden Door and you don't really need storylines, you just need matches to line up and blah 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 blah. I don't think they want to take away from how hot this story is right now with Darby and Mox to like let it go for another pay-per-view, which whatever, argue how you brought him back then, argue the time and argue all that other stuff like we've been saying, but like they back themselves into a corner here where they don't want to let this feud go cold, but they're putting this feud on the wrong pay-per-view.
I mean, if it's, I don't think it's the end of the story.
No, neither do I. I'm just saying, like, you
Um,
can't not put it on this pay-per-view and have these two wrestle someone else because then you kind of want them interacting. Like I don't know, it's just weird.
And I will say this: if this was not Forbidden Door and it was just another pay-per-view in London, I'd more than likely feel way better about it.
hundred
It's
percent.
just the fact that it's Forbidden Door, and it's like we all know what the show should be,
Yeah,
and this feels like a match that should not be on it. But
100%.
whatever.
Yeah, the name
All
Forbidden
right.
Door. It seems like it's changing less and less from like companies that shouldn't be here to strange matches that are weird. I don't know. Like,
Well, because I mean, we talked about this. I mean, everybody that was the hook early on is either in WWE now or with AEW. So
mm-hmm.
like that, like Osprey, Okada, like those were like the big guys. Like
And it seems like New
Tanahashi's going to be
Japan
on it
isn't really involved this time around either.
because they've been gutted. They have nothing.
Yeah,
Like I mean, they have Zack Saber, and like we basically have Ishii now
yeah.
in AEW.
Ishii we see all the time.
Like the only really names you have are ones that we've seen so many times now, like Suzuki, Naito. Who Naito's not even there anymore. He left. Um, this Gabe Kidd, but like Saber Jr. There's other names, but nothing on that level. So it's hard. It's hard now to do this. So I don't know. Like even Alex Windsor, like she's on the show now, but she's representing AEW. So it's like not even like a forbidden whatever. Okay,
Well,
last
at least that
point,
match will be a
folks.
Forbidden Door because they have CMML and Star something. I forgot what the name was.
Hmm. Yeah, it's New Japan. The yeah, it's
Yeah.
From Japan.
All right, last
There'll
point,
be
and then
people.
we all
I'm
send you
sure.
home for two
Yeah,
weeks.
I'm sure it's all going to come together. Windsor.
Whenza?
I'm sure it's all going to come together, and they're going to do their 4 or 5 multi-man tags with all the Japanese and
Yeah.
Mexican wrestlers, and everything will be fine. But like the big marquee stuff, it ain't the same.
Who's Hangman facing?
Well, that's what we're gonna get to. Great segue, Danny. We have MJF versus Mark Briscoe in the main event fighting, and they made it a point to say Mark Briscoe has won 4 straight main events on TV, which is a great point and kind of explains why they had Briscoe again main event that one Dynamite where we thought Fox and Page should have. They wanted to have this kind of build up of winning main events, um, and MJF ended up winning. Mark Briscoe had his foot on the ropes. The referee didn't see it, and is supposed to make you mad, but definitely an intentionally dumb spot for the referee because like usually the referees are not dumb, and in this instance he just goes 1, 2, rotate 25 degrees,
Yeah,
3.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was so egregious, and I was like, okay, whatever. And it just sucks because they never do it, so whatever. But it's fine. It's supposed to make you mad. It did its job. Um, Sucks MJF won. Briscoe should have won, but we're supposed to feel that way, so they did their job. They did it right. I'm getting that across. Um, Page comes out to try and like defend Mark as MJF's going after Mark. They've made it a point where Page has kind of said, "I hope you win. I want you to get the win and get the shot against me." And so they've been implying that it's that Page wants to fight Mark, but now MJF beat Mark, so now we're thinking MJF might get him. Truthfully, I think this is where you do the triple threat.
Yeah.
Just do it. And I really hope they don't chicken out and just make it a one-on-one with either of them. Um,
Well, you can't
I think
make it a one-on-one with either of them because like you can't make it a one-on-one with Mark because Mark and Hangman don't really have a reason to wrestle for the title. Like Mark's been really focused on MJF, not even really focused on the title. So like that would be weird. And then you can't do
no,
MJF.
they've given you segments where Mark and Page have talked, and Page just said like he's earned his respect and he'd be honored to give him the title shot. It's like you could do a straight up babyface, like just out of respect fighting each other. Like that one doesn't
I
need,
guess, yeah.
especially on Forbidden Door.
No, you're
I'm just
right.
saying
You're
there
right.
is something there. I'm sorry, continue.
No, you are right about that. I was gonna say the other aspect is you also want to stick true with what you're saying with this whole storyline with Hangman, where like you don't want Hangman to look stupid and be like, all right, I'll give you the match, even though I said I wouldn't. Like make him use that, do the triple threat. That's fine, and then make him use the cash in or whatever you want to call it, the contract after the triple threat itself. Like that's fine too, but like just don't give him a one-on-one match
Yeah.
if he doesn't sign that contract. It just really defeats the purpose.
Or you do one-on-one. You have TK announce Adam Page versus Mark Briscoe, and Tony Khan overrules, not that changes the result, but says, you know what I saw last week, and even though you beat Mark Briscoe, I'm giving Mark Briscoe the match, not you, MJF. MJF loses his shit, forces MJF to cash in
That
there,
would be
like
great.
inserting himself into the match of making it a three-way, and that way he ends up having to use it even though he didn't want to.
Now, let
Because
me
it's
ask
like
you a question, though.
I beat Mark Briscoe like you told me to, and you're still not giving me the shot. So all right,
Does
continue.
it take away, though, since Athena's also doing the contract that night?
I'm gonna say no, just because, quite frankly, I'm tired of cash-ins. I'm exhausted from like between Money in the Bank and then AEW doing it now. I really don't want to cash. I don't want to see a cash-in
Cool.
for a long time
No,
because
that makes complete sense.
they haven't really been good or exciting. None of them. Like I don't care for it. It sucks because it used to be so cool, but now like they're so predictable
Mm-hmm.
in their unpredictableness, and it's like
No,
just
I
don't do
agree.
it. I don't know. But yeah, I'd rather MJF just do it and get it all over with, so we don't have to see this cash and shit for a while.
Agreed, agreed.
But
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us. That was a long night. Again, we will not be having a show for 2 weeks, so we really want to make sure we gave you a lot of things to talk about, a lot of information, and really let you know our feelings about SummerSlam and AEW and everything that's coming up. In on August 26th, we will be back. Regular scheduled Tuesday night. That will be the last Tuesday, though. Starting September, we will be moving to Mondays and Thursdays instead of Tuesdays and Thursdays. But we'll remind you all that
too much
later.
news. Too much
I know,
news.
I
Too
know.
much
Just
news.
making sure people know all this
This.
stuff. So yeah,
Save it for
so
when we're back.
we will see you guys on the 26th. I'll be fresh off the O2 Forbidden Door, fresh off a marriage. It'll be a fun time. Thank you guys again. Have a great time, Danny. Congrats again. Thank you, Harley. We hope you guys have a nice 2 weeks away from us. Not you, man. It's all about me. And
I can't have fun.
anything you want to say to the guests before we leave, since you won't be seeing them for 2 weeks, Juice?
Yeah, I'll miss y'all, and I'm sure absolutely nothing of note will happen in the 2 weeks. And when we come back, it'll be a very quiet. We have no pay-per-views. Actually, well, I think we're Forbidden Door will
Hey,
happen by the time
hey.
we're back home. But what?
We have a very important pay-per-view I'm going to.
Yeah, well, we have Forbidden Door, so you'll have to get your. We'll make our Forbidden Door picks offline. Don't worry.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, again, I'm sure nothing of note will happen. No one will die. No one will
Harley
get released. No,
Harley said,
no one
have
will get
fun,
injured.
Juice. And Kevin Last said, in big caps, you jinxed it.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
So we'll see what
Nothing's
happens.
Nothing's gonna happen at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great rest of your August. Adios, everybody.